What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Tierfing Crafts. Okay, so here we are on what day is it? It's Thursday, right? It's Thursday. Generally speaking, this Thursday would have been a day for tabletop gaming. However, due to some unfortunate events, uh, wow, that audio quality is not too bad for a lapel mic. Due to some unfortunate happenstance, not everybody was able to show up, and that's fine. So, game has been postponed for a week, which is even better because that gives me time to work on some other things. Hi, Navy Girl Gaming, and Richard, even though you're sitting right behind me. So, for today, let me move my keyboard out of the way. For today, there are a couple things I'm going to work on. One, I am going to attempt to get the last little bits of this prettied up before it's time to do the last layer of resin. See if I've got a camera that'll pick it up, which honestly, this is showing up a lot better on camera than it did last week. I am so happy about that. But I don't know if y'all can see it. Hi, Jared. There are a couple of areas that are still poking up, like this piece of turquoise, some of the shrubbery, which is fine. We are going to be adding just enough of a layer of resin over the top of it to either be right at flush with those or cover those. The patterning in this ended up turning out really pretty. I like the way it looks for a test piece. This one definitely came out quite nice. This is more a... Hi, Tim. This is more of a proof of concept over anything else. At some point, I will start making these more readily, and then they will be available for sale as time goes on. But this one is more just for fun and show and tell. By chance, do you know where the bag went that had the paint in it that I picked up earlier?
No, I'll find it though.
I don't know if it ended up on the table or if it's right. I think it's that bag.
It is.
Because I tried leaving it somewhere where I could access it, because there was a couple of these colors that I specifically picked up for this. And then most of them were picked up to paint the rest of that scene. But because this will take me some places, but it ain't going to take me that far. That's a lot of browns that she was asking for. So let's see. World War II uniform. I think that was one of the ones that I picked up for the rocks as an overtone. And no, not the leather brown. Leather brown was specifically picked up for something else. Did I not get it? I thought I got it. Huh. I bought 12 of these, right? I thought I did too. Just making sure my count was right, because I could have swore I got a darker brown. And if I didn't, it's fine. All I've got in that one is the leather brown, and I don't really want to use that red brown and make this look like Oklahoma's lakes. Because a lot of what I'm about to do, which one was that one? That was the neutral gray. That one was the Luftwaffe uniform, World War II. I don't know how to pronounce German, so I am sorry for butchering that. But not the fur brown. However, once I shake that up, and get it to no longer be separated. You think that's more of the brown that she's looking for?
Yeah, a little bit lighter than that, maybe.
A little bit lighter? Okay. Because I have a few in this, but I don't have, that's what I was talking about. I don't have a lot of these that I'm able to use for that. Because there's not much left in them more than anything. Where did my other one go? I know I have a darker brown in here. Wow.
We have 2 on Twitch, 2 on Facebook.
Welcome everybody that is on Twitch and on Facebook. As I said at the beginning, generally speaking, we would be running the Pokemon game, but due to some unfortunate happenstance, not everybody is able to make it. Therein lies the dilemma, and hopefully that's not coming across really sharp and bouncy. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So let's bounce that down. See how that sounds. Sorry about the audio quality. I got a new mic. Actually, I got a set of new mics. Lapel mics specifically for streaming, stuff like that. And surprisingly, a lot cheaper than I thought they were going to be. Like, I very much so expected the mics to be ridiculously expensive, and they ended up, I think, the ones I had looked at ended up coming out at like $70. These with discount and stuff were nowhere near that. Ended up coming out at like $70. These with discount and stuff were nowhere near that. And it's nice to hear me from behind me. Oh no, it's fine. At least I know what I sound like. I mean, I already knew I sounded goofy on the microphone anyway, but all right. So for this, we're not going to be doing a whole heap load of heavy painting. Most of what I'm going to be doing is stippling most of this area with a more even coat of brown, and then I'm going to go back over that brown with that Luftwaffe, however you pronounce it. If you speak German, let me know how that is supposed to be pronounced. I barely speak passable English, let alone figuring out exactly how to pronounce that. Which, see if I've got a camera that I can pick that up with. Yeah, no, that one's not picking it up. How about that one? Flip that over. How about that? Yeah, no, it's not wanting to focus. That one. There it goes. That is the paint. I don't know exactly how it's pronounced. Hopefully, the gray looked pretty close to what I was looking for, and so that's why I was looking at it. Most of the reason why I went with that gray is because I knew I was going to be dry brushing gray onto this, and then afterwards, whenever we go to add the last layer of resin, I wanted that gray to kind of stand out a little bit on the rocks. Now, most of the time, I wouldn't put the grass features like are right here and right here, over here in the corner. I wouldn't put those into a piece until closer to the end, but this piece has kind of evolved a bit since I started working on it to where it is now. And so, because of that, things were done out of order. So I have to be careful not to paint the plants, which I'm okay with little bits of the brown getting onto this layer of resin around the corners, mostly because that last layer will likely end up going over it, and it'll look more like there's an even beach or something of that nature. But I don't want to go too far around with it and mess that up. And why are you blowing up? Oh, let me silence you real quick and clear all that, because none of that's what I need. All right, so we're gonna go in here, finish a little bit of this. We are going to dry brush over all of it, not just some of it. We're going to be dry brushing throughout the whole of the piece, getting a more consistent gradient to the stones themselves. And I think that's good on the brown. I think that's good on the brown. Maybe a little bit more over there. Readjust my light a hair. Hopefully that doesn't end up... Hi, Sam. Welcome in. Back there in that corner that I didn't see a minute ago. There we go. Now, most of your deeper areas where water will generally settle and stay, like right in these crevices, which I was hoping that having that camera facing the table like that would give a little bit better view of this, but there we go. Let's try that. Okay, so flip that around. Areas like this, where there's like a natural crevice and the stones meet, or stones meet, the areas of ground meet, oftentimes you'll end up with pockets. Those pockets are generally where you're going to find mosses and natural foliage, just because that's where they're sitting the most heavy. You know what we forgot to get while we were out? Paper towels.
Yeah. On a rag.
I mean, a rag will work, yeah. If you got one. Oh, yeah, you do. That's right. I forgot about that. All right. If y'all would give us just a moment, we will be right back. I've got to get a cup of water and a rag so I can get to the dry brushing. So give me one moment and we'll be back to it. Alrighty, and we are back. If you notice, I keep looking up. I'm a little bit closer than I normally am, which is why Richard appears to be so far across the room. What are y'all playing, Sam? Also, Rachel has been streaming on Twitch at Navy Girl Gaming. I haven't gotten to watch all of her rockin' Elden Ring. I haven't gotten to watch all of her streams, mostly because she streams while I'm at work, so I don't usually get a chance to watch while she's streaming. Every so often I'll luck out and happen to go on break about the same time that she's streaming, and I get a couple minutes of viewing. But with a dry brushing, you may notice that this rag over here, that little bit of a wet spot on it doesn't hurt too bad. Dry brushing, I'll load the brush with paint, which I'm just now noticing you're actually able to see all of that.
Yeah.
Able to see this side
Yeah.
and this side. But you'll load the brush with paint, and then you'll knock off a whole bunch of that paint. But having that wet spot doesn't hurt too bad, because all you're doing is lightly going over the top of what you are brushing. And the reason you do it lightly is because, one, you only want to catch the raised areas. You don't want to catch everything else. This helps add a more subtle gradient to your pieces. Works really well whenever you're working on miniatures, or like I'm going to be doing here pretty soon, working on statuettes, which I have to say thank you to the Ubisoft company for teaching me what statuettes were, because I learned that from Assassin's Creed. I didn't realize that was actually a term. Like, I always thought it was just a mini statue, but no, it's a statuette. Has a specific name and a specific purpose to be pretty in your house. And as subtle as that gray is, that gray actually looks really good. Because, like, I don't think you can see it on camera all that well, but you can see it down here.
See it on the one that gets both sides. Like, you can see where you've taken the gray to one bottom.
Oh, this one?
Right.
Yeah.
You can see where you've taken the gray to already. So it looks good.
I'm glad it's actually showing up really good, because that's kind of the hope. Because I knew if I put it in the lowest layer and did all of the coloration and stuff first, once that resin went over the top of it, I didn't know what all we were going to do with the resin, and so I didn't know how it would end up turning out, and I didn't want to muddle that down way too much with doing everything beforehand and then layering on. This, once that last layer goes on, I think it'll end up looking like it's pocketed underneath the shoreline, or the silt line. Look kind of like a marsh or a swamp.
The gray is showing up pretty good on the top right, the top of the camera.
Good. I am glad. I'm glad I have a tiny little camera that costs like $40, $50. Correction. That wasn't the camera I bought. The camera I bought is the one that's DOA in there. This is one of the ones I got from Reaper Comics, who is constantly supporting this channel and helping us out. And thank you again to our friends over at Reaper Comics for all of the help that they have given us over the course of the past year now. Which, to anyone who is new here, welcome. Channel's been running for roughly a year, I believe. I'd have to ask Sam because I think Sam has kept up with it better than I have as far as
Sam's
exactly.
annual follower. He's what do they call it? An anniversary follower.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been up for a year.
So yeah, we've been doing this for a year on Facebook at least. Here recently, branched out to Twitch, branched out to a few other platforms. Our YouTube isn't as fleshed out as I really wish it was, mostly because I'm not the best at video editing, and yet I'm not bad at it. Anybody that's watched our Pokemon Amethyst stream has seen some of the stuff that I've managed to pull off. I'm still learning the ins and outs of doing stuff like that. So as I progress, more stuff will be flooding out into YouTube land and everywhere else. For the rest of this, I'm just going to be painting all of this in black. And then for the actual dice holder area, I am going to be using. Can you grab one of those carpet squares for me? I'm going to be using some carpet square that I picked up at Walmart or Lowe's, one of the two. I think that one was Walmart. And I think for the full set, it was on sale. I managed to get it for roughly $12, I think is what we ended up spending on this, or on a full box of these. So I'm gonna be using these for a lot of things for the time to come. But for this, I have to measure out how much gap I have so that I can measure, or not measure, but place accordingly. And that was the side that I needed, and I wasn't paying attention. So I have roughly, knowing that this has a slight angle to it, I have roughly an inch and what is that, 3/8? An inch and 3/8? Yeah. So an inch and 3/8 there. And butt that up against that. And we have 9, right over 9 inches. So that one I may actually have to measure in millimeters, because I'm pretty sure it's sitting at 23 millimeters. 23 millimeters there. And 30, looks like 34 millimeters. All right, so we got to cut this, or measure this, cut this to fit. What was that? It was, I forgot the long one. 34, that one was 200, 230 millimeters, so 23 centimeters. 23 centimeters by not 23 centimeters. Okay. And the wonderful thing about this having a straight end is I can measure it at that straight end and inset into the piece and be fine. So first things first, we're going to lay that out as best we can to where it's not all bunched up or anything like that. We'll move that cup of water out of the way, and I'm going to move the paint rag over there. And then we are going to measure up, what did I say, 34?
No, it was 34.
So make sure that's right where it needs to be. 34 by, rotate that, and 230 even. So we're going to lay that out. And we're going to mark it. And mark all the way down to there. Now, we're going to check our dimensions because if I don't, I could be wrong. It's 34. That's at 34. Yep, that's at 34. So we are going to edge that. And we're going to start with, you know what, I'm going to start with the short one. Because I know if I don't, I'm going to regret it. Put that pencil up. Bless you. Get our handy dandy cutting tool. And the wonderful thing about these carpet squares is they're already pre-measured and everything, so once you cut it out, you're good and golden. And line that up to where it's gonna be straight. We're gonna start at one end. We're gonna watch our fingers. We're gonna go all the way down, and we're gonna go one more pass along that line to give us an almost perfect piece of carpet. Look at that. That's pretty. I did it, guys. I did it. I did for once. I cut something like I was supposed to. All right. Now we're going to test fit that and make adjustments accordingly because my measurements could have been off, but it does not appear that they were. And now I got to figure out how I'm going to fish this thing back out because I actually had it right. And there we go. Okay. So because of how accurate that is, it sits right in there and doesn't have a lot of room for wiggle. Because of that, instead of using CA glue to glue that in, I am going to use just a touch of PVA glue, and we're going to go all the way down with it, come all the way back with it. And all this is going to do is, even though these are self-adhering carpet squares, this will add a touch more oomph to it. What do I have to brush that in aside from a series of paint brushes? I don't think that one was mine.
Which one? Is it white?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of mine.
There's a couple of yours in there.
No, this is yours.
Oh, they're mine?
Yeah, these are yours.
Oh.
It might be Xavier's.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. He put his paintbrushes in my stuff.
You have the sponge brush.
That'll work if you have one that you don't mind being covered in glue.
No, man.
Yay, didn't mess up his cut and having, right?
Use this one. This one's better off. You can cut it too.
Awesome.
This one's all ganky.
Either one of them will work. I'm just needing enough to.
Well, this one you can slide right in.
Oh, ooh. Man, that's one of them purdy ones. Use one to act like a Zamboni and the other one to push the rest of it into the corners. I like it. We'll add a bit more glue, that way it'll adhere a little bit better, which truthfully thinking about it, I probably should have used the wood glue. But I've done committed to using the tacky glue.
Well, you should get a smoothness with it.
Right. That's the thing, is like, it's always nice to have something like that whenever you're putting something in, because you never know how things are going to turn out whenever. Okay. Thank you. Let me get done hyper focusing for a second. To anyone and everyone that is watching this, that is one of the upsides and downsides to ADHD, which I didn't know that was a term. The hyper focusing was a term until I worked with someone who also had ADHD. Also didn't realize how bad mine was until seeing how bad his was, and I was like, wow, I'm not that bad. Because, man, if he didn't have something to focus at, he was constantly having to have something to focus at. Because without something to focus on, that was it for him. But, all right, so flip that around so you guys can see it. There it is. Clean cut, inset in there. I think whenever I go to start doing more of these, I will end up having a standard size for the die tray itself. Do you have your dice available?
Yeah.
Or at least accessible? Because mine are somewhere in the table. The other table, not this table. Because this table doesn't lift up. Awesome. But this gives you somewhere where we'll just go with a full set. There's a D20, D12, D6, 8, set of 10s, and 4. And if you're like me and you goblin hoard dice, it definitely gives you enough room for go with one more D8 and another set of 10s. There we go. It definitely gives you enough room to hoard a set of dice. Then whenever it comes to rolling, now that this is cured, it still gives you a nice surface to roll on without completely messing up your rolls or anything like that. Or if you're weird like me, you roll like that. But, and that one was a 17. But that is the general concept, is to have a working active terrain that that you guys or whoever is able to utilize for, say, I need to move, or I want pieces over here looking like they're actually in a water scene, something like that would work for a whole table, whole group. There's that. And move that rag again, because now I need to put these pants back in that box, because I have to get to what's under the box. All right, so now that I've gotten the easy stuff out of the way, now it's on to the less easy and more. I'm about to have to make some modifications before I can put it in front of the camera, because I just now realized how wide that sheet is. I think it's long. But where am I moving these to? Over here. Yeah. there. Right there. Right there. All right. That's dry, so I can just move it. Wherever it goes should be fine as long as it's somewhere dry.
Want to put it back up?
Yeah, that'll work. All right, so for this next bit, I've got a few different materials that I'm going to be using. One of them is going to be a sheet of poster board. Anyone that has watched my streams before, I have used foam, I've used poster board, I've used a few things for a number of different tasks. For this, find a straight point, get whatever that goop was off of it, and I think it was glue. Glue mixed with sawdust from that table. Now I remember what it was. Because everything over there was covered in sawdust whenever I cut the sides off of that. All right. Semi-straight cut. Didn't end up as straight as I wanted it, but that's fine. I just needed to switch places. And for right now, people get to look at my my egregiously rotund stomach. And you. All right. Did you say I'm taking too long? Is that what you just said? I know, honey. Get you something to munch on. All right. And then this one. Keep the cut as straight as possible, please. And of course, you had to go and mess it up right at the end, dude. Right at the end. There we go. All right. So, now I've got two pieces. Always be safe. Close your tools. Even though I'm about to open them again. All right. So, for this next bit, I am going to, if I manage to design it as good as I think I did. Was that a I said, was that a Oh, who you calling a fool? I was minding my business. My business is on the TV. All right, move the foam out of the way. If I designed it correctly, which I probably didn't, I may or may not have overshot the mark a hair. Maybe. All right. I need to build this.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Or draw this out as a 3 by 3 by 3? No, 4 by 3. 4 by 3. It's not exactly easy to convert 8-bit into and that's why I was using that side. 8-bit into 3D whenever there's no exact way of measuring. And wow, this thing's off even by itself. Shoot, dude. No, it was uneven without me. All I did was cut it in half. Man, you're so mean to me. Well, I guess since that is the straightest series of area, well, even though that's not really that straight, well, refrigerator yelling at you. We will find a spot. And we'll just make a straight line. And then just work off that straight line. Now, there are a couple of ways I can go about doing this. I could do it papercraft style. But that's not my forte. That is our friend Jared from Reaper Comics' forte. So I may end up having to have him come over and give us a lesson in papercraft, much like Rachel did with resin. However, my forte is getting made fun of by my wife.
Almost more of a compliment than making fun of you.
Oh no! Oh no! She said I have a Bob Ross like voice. I heard, because it's very calming and it'll put you to sleep. I can't say much. At one point in time, I'd put Bob Ross on, and I knew somebody was falling asleep. Might have been me, might have been her, but somebody was falling asleep. Oh yeah, yeah. She'd wake up to. Yeah, I don't know what it was that you heard that sounded like. No. I know, but I don't. Oh, that's what that was. Okay. Yeah, let that sit for a little bit longer and. All right, Zatanna, what are you doing out? I know you like food, but that's not your food. And for those of you that aren't able to see, which is most of you, I am currently trying to clean glue up off of the surface of this. Do you have to? No. I'm just a little bit more persnickety than I should be. This just gives me a clean surface if I decide to do anything. I could sand it down, but now I remember what I was starting off doing anyway. All right, so I have to modify these to be the right length, and these sit at right over 3 inches. So the only ones I have to modify are the long ones. That's fine. She said, but, Uncle Richard. All right, there's that. And the last one right there. And I'll throw the box lid over there so the brand doesn't show. All right. Now, for this, I need to at least cut that bevel off the side. And I'll have to do it with the bottoms too, but not as worried about the bottoms right now. Most of what I'm worried about is the sides, because what I am going to attempt to build out of this is a mock Pokemon Center. Now, I could have used straight foam core for it. I could have used straight paper for it. Again, paper crafting and all of that. But the paper craft, not so much my area of expertise. And the foam, while it would work, I don't think the foam would be the best choice. These are just compressed cardboard that are coated in glue and then glued together with a paper wrapping. Um, one of the biggest reasons why I like stuff like this is because I can use CA glue with it. There we go. I'm gonna have to start remembering that this front camera has got to be my go-to for if I have to put something up on camera, because you can see really well on that camera. And one of the reasons why I peeled that back as far as I did is because I knew I wouldn't be able to get the nose of this in there. And wow, it splooged out on the side and everything. But being able to use CA glue comes in handy because all of these pieces are going to be going together this side facing out, not this side facing out. So I'm not really worried about this side. This is the side that I have to make sure looks pretty and clean whenever all of these pieces end up glued together. I do, however, need to clean that up and move that off the table. Clean that up. And I don't need them to be exactly even for the purposes of what I'm doing. If you're working with something like foam core or double corrugated cardboard, things of that nature, then making sure that your stuff is straight is a bigger deal.
What do you think about what time we're going to be starting that Amethyst game next week?
I am going to shoot for, if at all possible, probably about 7 o'clock.
Yeah, because I got, I'm going to set some event on my pages that I have.
Okay.
I just need to set a time to give them so people can tune in and watch us play.
Sounds good to me. So, to anybody watching, 7 o'clock next week is on the 16th, is when we are going to have our fourth session of Pokemon Amethyst. That is one of the downsides to a lot of tabletop games is you can't always guarantee that everybody's going to be able to make it. You can't guarantee that you're always going to be able to play, and it happens. It's perfectly fine having that happen. I know, at least for us, there are a lot of things in life that happen and come first, and so when things happen, you just kind of take them as they are and keep on moving. The group that I typically uh, play in the campaign of where I think it's currently we are probably 1 week on, 1 week off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, back and forth. And it's understandable. I mean, we all have lives, we all have jobs, so we all have things that we've got to do throughout the week, and these things kind of take precedence because that's for a lot of people that's their livelihood is being able to support their family with that, and game doesn't always help that. So, which it is therapeutic, so there is that plus. All right, I know for me it's therapeutic. How about you? How about for you, Richard?
It is. It very much is.
being able to get out and be sociable and have fun with a group of friends around a table. And that's one of the things that, even though I'm okay with playing on Discord, and I'm okay with having players playing on Discord or playing on Twitch and stuff like that, like something about being around the table with everybody is wonderful, because it gives you a more uh, direct interaction with each other, and I like that. Now that I've gotten the sides nipped off of this, I need each of these to be at 4 inches. So I am currently sitting at 4.5 inches. No, 4 and 5/8. Why does everything have to be so complicated with you? So I'm sitting at 4 and 5/8. That means I'm sitting at 116 millimeters, I believe. I believe that's roundabouts or right about 116. And I need to take off quite a bit. So, since I need it to be 4 inches, how do I want to do that? I know I'm going to take that side off. No, if I do it out there, then the wonderful thing is after you've made your decisions and you've made your cuts. Now, I am shooting specifically for 4 inches. The reason you have your old man glasses on. Yes, I did. The reason why I'm shooting for specifically 4 inches is because the battle mats that I have are segmented out like my board here with the 1 inch squares. The 4 inch mark, a 4x3, seems to be a decent enough platform for a building like a Pokemon Center or a um, Pokemon shop or something of that nature, something that has that expansiveness to it. One of the upsides to measuring things and then straight lining them like that is I can easily match that back up over there, make sure it's straight, and mark the 4 inch mark. And then we just line those up. And that will be our cut mark. And then on the other side, since that was literally just the edge of the ruler, it should have been straight. And we will mark that as our cut line. Now for the tricky part. I gotta cut it. Before I do though, I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to go along that edge very slowly, very carefully, picking up remnants of paper and things of that nature off the edge. Again, I could pull it off because that side's really not going to matter, but I don't want to tear the paper up because I don't know, one, if it's needed, and two, don't want to mess up the removing a layer of paper that could add a little bit more support to the piece. All right, now that I have that part done, we are going to move that, lay out our straight edge. And multiple passes. Not going to do this all in one cut. Nice sharp blade will do the trick and get you where you're going. Ta-da! Ooh, and that one was clean, right on the money. Man. It's like I'm getting better at this cutting thing. What did she say? If he falls off the couch asleep, I would laugh so freaking hard. Oh, it looks like you're asleep back there. Okay. And truthfully, right?
My beautiful for you now, Facebook.
Hello. He said, paint me like one of your French girls. Made Arwen laugh. Laughed hard enough that I could hear her from all the way in the back of the house. Oh, not the pose. All right. So now we're going to...
Go back to rated G.
That was still G-ish.
I was like, oh, no, don't do that.
No.
He wasn't ready.
Nope. All right. Anyone who has done construction work has probably done this. A time or 4 million. Cut one piece. Just use it to measure other pieces. Is it always accurate? No. Does it work? Yes. Most of the time. And I really hope I don't have the same issue with this that I had the other day. I went to open one of the Baja Limes the other day, and it didn't want to open. It just bent the tab. So I had to find something and pop it. All right. So let's see if the camera can pick that up. Boom! Rays, rainbow flavor. If you're like me and you live on these things, even though you probably shouldn't, and it opened. Would you look at that? Definitely check out Ray's Energy.
Arwen, you're terrible.
Papa Top again. I've only got time for one. And I've only got enough oomph for one.
I have my Ray's Energy.
Wow.
This one is the...
That one's white peach.
White peach. It tastes like white peach.
It does. That's what I like, is like a lot of the flavors, even though they're sugar-free and all of that, the flavor actually tastes like what it is that it's supposed. If they say, hey, this is what it's going to taste like, generally speaking, that's what it tastes like. Like there was a cherry flavor that came out with the Ray's Insider stuff, which I may end up having to get back into, but that's just because it's a little pricey, but worth it. You get to try a lot of the new stuff before it's actually officialized and stuff like that. And so you end up getting some new flavors. Well, they had one flavor that they said the front end is supposed to taste like cherry and the back end is supposed to taste like something else. And I don't remember what they named it, but it legitimately tasted like cherry heads. The candy. Yeah. That's what that it like bang on cherry heads. And I was like, man, like that brings back memories that I didn't want to remember. Because we all have those memories. And if you have those memories, don't call. Don't call. Or at least don't call me, because I'm not that good with advice. I'll tell you, if you have those memories, do like I do. Stick them into a pocket and just let them sit. Or talk to somebody. Seriously. Find somebody that you can talk to. Talk to somebody. Like, I don't know how many times I have to tell people that. Seriously, find somebody to talk to. That comes in handy. It really does. Find a group that you can play D&D with that acts like he does. Because I guarantee you, you find that group, it's over. It's over. You're never going to have any problems no more. Why? Because they won't let you have issues. And I love my friends for that. I really do. Y'all are the biggest pains in my butt. I know. Throw it into a pocket. Find a nice group to talk to. My problem is that I just don't communicate very well. I don't talk to people. And that's what she's talking about, is I don't talk to people. I just find a corner of my, like right in here in my appendix area. And just, yeah.
Just let it fester in there.
Yeah. Even though I shouldn't, and I know I shouldn't, but.
Norwood says you don't talk well.
I don't.
He does the English.
Even though what's bad is that's how I got her in the first place, is I talk it real good. Or at least that's what she told me. She told me I talk it real good. I English really bad.
This thing dies fast, man.
Which your
Blueberry bait?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know why.
Like it can't hold a charge.
Yeah, the battery life on them is short. All right. Check this. I can't disagree with that. That's one thing that sucks about Sam living so far out. Is that Sam doesn't get to come hang out. Because Sam is definitely good people. Would definitely be cool to hang out with. One of these days, though. One of these days.
To the moon, Alice. To the moon.
That being said, I am still trying to talk Sam into going to con with us.
Well, we
so
haven't, like, talked to each other.
I know, but we got to get him talked into it. He has to agree. If he doesn't agree, then
wait, what got stopped? Oh, okay. You stopped it. It was all a show.
I did not.
It was like you got married and it was like, oh, I'm done trying.
No, I ended up trying to move up, find better jobs, because I have a wonderful wife that won't let me stop and become complacent. She actually, yeah, she's actually a driving force that keeps me going. I'm like, well, all right, fine. Gosh, I'll go after that position then. You know what? Look here. I did got it. And truthfully, I'm glad I got it. I am. Because that means that now I have to dress nice. But I'm not stuck in the exact same polo every day of the week. And I think that's probably the biggest upside, because I can't stand polos. I really can't. Like, I'm not saying I don't look good in it. What I'm saying is, like, they're uncomfortable.
Maybe they can get uncomfortable. That's why you got to get the sports ones and the wet looking one. You work from home. You don't get to talk.
I get to buy your nice clothes now? Okay, hold up. You say it's not that bad. The reality is, I gotta scroll that one back up. But The reality.
We can enjoy for the chaos. Look at that. The 16th to the 24th. We can double back. We can double back on the gaming.
Awesome. From the 16th to the 24th of this month? Because if so, you may have to...
you can join me on the couches.
Yeah, you may have to join him on the couches. But I've got to scroll that back up because I've got to see... Man, it's not that bad. You are such a liar. It is too. Because you hate the color of the one that you're stuck in. Currently. Alright, so we are going to... I need four of these. Whew, I forgot what I was doing, guys. Why don't we flip that over to American units that I can read? Even though I do understand millimeters quite well, I work with miniatures.
I'm sorry, Sam. I thought you were Lord Codes.
Yep, nope.
Nope, that's Chaz.
Nope, that's your buddy.
Yeah, that's my buddy. Who didn't come see me today, which I'm very extremely sad about.
I wear that smelly red one with human waste and vomit on it every day. That is very accurate, and I'm not going to disagree. It's not for everyone.
I'm called Big Spoon, Chaz.
I think you and him are on two different conversations. He's talking about his work shirt and...
Well, I always said pull out the air mattress.
Yeah. We do have an air mattress. Not to mention we have that extra mattress because somebody refuses to use his bed. It's too hot. All right, fine. All right. Upside is now I know.
He's like, no, I hear him back there. Yeah.
Oh no, he heard. He heard. Keep it up, and I'm gonna give him the other mic because the lapel mics came with two. I don't know how well the one that I'm wearing is picking you up is what makes it even funnier. Because I don't know how well they can hear you.
How well can you hear me?
That is a good question.
All right, fairly decent.
Fairly decent.
Always like the other night.
Yes, the other mic. I have one, but there is another. However, that would actually require me to set that up as a second mic and all of that. Yeah. Which the upside is that relay will split the two mics for this. Cool. So that's nice. It's got its own built-in, hey, you need to split these. They can't be on the same thing. All right. Now that I've gotten that sorted, I'm not going to try and actually straight cut these. I mean, I'm going to go for the straightest cut I can, but I don't need these to be bang on accurate. I just need them to be good enough accurate. Because good enough accurate puts me at a point where I can make a box again. Because it started out as a box that was 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. I think, roughly, give or take, a lot. But now I get to set these pieces out because.
That's good, Sam. You need the time off.
Right?
I think you should take that time and use that for your mental recovery thing. it's always good to have a recharge and be able to take that out there and just.
Oh yeah, like that's my thing. Is like sometimes you do need the recharge time, but not always does it happen. 'Cause sometimes life just kicks us in the short and danglies, and you have to push through little bits at a time. That's what sucks. Some of us don't handle the short and danglies being kicked a lot, and
Some of us enjoy it.
touche. Some of us are used to being shot down enough that put a little bit of that on there real quick. Set that in place because it shouldn't take too long and it will be adhered. Well, that was good. That was exactly what I needed it to be. Now I have to figure out exactly how.
Yes, I know you want food, Arwen. We're working towards it.
We're getting there, lady. Oh, well, yeah, we're at about an hour. I need this to be angled as close to a 90 as I can. Saves me gap filler later. Now, this is going to be a little over 4 inches now. That's fine. I need it to be right at. Gap filler will end up doing a lot of work.
Hey, baby Woogie.
Welcome. I was wondering how long it was going to be till the rest of our normal Twitch audience showed up.
I don't know if I can read what Sam said just because it comes out wrong. Food sound good. I Chinese. I picked up earlier.
So Sam got Chinese food earlier. The worst part is like we read it and we know exactly what is being said, but it doesn't come across that way. Sorry, cool. I'm late. My husband and I. That's fine.
What'd you go see? It's okay. We understood what you said. I just had to say it the way you typed it.
Yeah, the way it was typed was not how it was meant, and that's the thing. Is like that's what's bad. Is like we know what each other is saying. We know what is trying to be conveyed.
Which one? Me or Nick? You want salsa and chips? Okay, we can't do that.
Where am I gonna get salsa and chips aside from Love's? I know what she's wanting. Next thing you know, she's gonna say, "I want a sandwich." And yeah, what concert? Sam?
She said BLT.
Don't get her started.
I'm not driving all the way to your house for some chips and salsa, Sam. If I drive all the way down there, I'm picking you up and bringing you back with us.
Yeah, for real. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Especially seeing as you live way away from us.
Mushroom Head and Dope at Fear Factory.
Oh,
that was tonight. Oh,
it
man.
was tonight because my manager was there. I forgot about that show. And I was
I don't even think they should call themselves Static X anymore. Not since Wayne Static is not there.
Right.
Which I feel like they should be like Static Memory or something.
At the same time, here's my thing. If you're going to have a Static X show now, there's no way you can't go on tour without Dope.
Yeah.
Or without Mushroom Head. Because the band is comprised of members of both. So you might as well tour together. Especially seeing as Wayne Static was replaced by the vocalist from Dope. And the mask he wears on stage looks gnarly. I like that.
Static Memory. I'm saying, man, you can't do that, man. It's like the namesake of the entire band.
Right? It's like they try to have their cake and eat it too.
It's like Lincoln Park going on tour right now. That would not happen.
You know what? At this point, I can't say anything because I went and seen who was it? I went and seen Quiet Riot, and there was only one member of the band that was a member of Quiet Riot. Everyone else was not. But then again, all of Quiet Riot is no longer with us. They are deceased.
I'm glad everybody liked my static memory comment.
Yeah, that was a good one, dude. Now, the reason why I am spraying the accelerant on
Okay. There's a guy that sounds just like Lincoln Park, or are you saying just sounds like Chester Bennington? Because there's a big difference of sounding like one guy sounding like Lincoln Park. That's a lot of fucking sounding like.
Yeah.
and
All
one
of
guy
Linkin
sounding
Park-
as Chester.
which I can't say much. There are some bands that have replaced their vocalist because of one reason or another. I was talking to
Okay.
I was talking to a guy I know. His name's Paul. We were talking about Queen. How after Freddie Mercury died, I mean, yeah, it's a really sad moment, but
That's what I was saying, Sam. It's because I'm married.
no, they just sound like the two.
It's because I'm married. Or I'm not married. That's right.
Yeah, it's because you're
I'm
not
not married.
Yeah, but we were talking about Queen and how after Freddie died, they did go on hiatus for quite a while. There was a large period of time where they didn't do anything. But the dude that they picked up, like he doesn't try to be Freddie.
Yeah.
Like he does things his way, and honestly, it sounds good. It's not. It's not like it doesn't seem like a spit in the face to Freddie.
Yeah.
And like if you're gonna do it that way. Don't try and emulate somebody else's vocal styles or anything like that. I mean,
Doors with Jim Morrison.
yeah, or ACDC.
Yeah.
Whenever oh, the hell is his last name? Brian took over.
Yeah.
Like whenever he took over as the vocalist for ACDC, he didn't try to be anything but him. But that I mean that's kind of how you have to be, and that did not work out in the least.
Not at all.
It just straight crapped out on me. Probably because I sprayed the wrong piece, and I'm about to glue the wrong direction. All right, there we go. That's more like it. Now we're cooking with peanut grease. I don't know why peanuts have grease, but whatever.
Well, I have peanut oil, so I would assume there would be peanut grease.
That's true. One of the reasons why I'm coating the sides or the corners with the glue is to add rigidity in the corner. Did you just get a whiff of that, or
no? She just said she has boiled.
Oh,
peanuts.
boiled peanuts. Ew.
I'm hungry. You're taking forever.
I'm not taking forever. This is normal streaming time.
The kids hit him.
Bottom shelf. In other news, I don't know who all is actually going to be interested in this or not, but DLC for Pokemon, probably, for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has dropped. The DLC for the added in-game content adds two new two parts of the expansion to the game. So that's pretty cool. Really? I don't know if people on stream can hear you, but the sounds coming out of the kitchen right now are quite comical. All right. Once I get that glued in place. Well, I'm sorry, honey. I can start making adjustments. Ooh, that's still hot.
You can get a Suicune that's a raptor rather than a dog. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll have to pull it up and show you the stuff that was added to the DLC. That one is Walking Wake, I think is what it's called. It's supposed to be like an ancient form of Suicune. The whole thing is it the paradox Pokemon, unless you look at them as fakes, break lore. Because the lore of Suicune, Entei, and Raikou were they all died, and that's how they became. And that's how they became the legendary beasts.
Yeah.
So if you look at the paradox Pokemon as anything other than fakes, that it breaks the lore of Pokemon. Oh, you decided that you were going to put him in there? Is it cleared up enough that? Is he going to jump out?
He can. That's why I got a lid.
Oh. So making sure that the lid is on after routing out another slot for your other filter.
We just run the two filters now, and then when it gets cleared, we just
take the one off.
Take the one off, and
that way you have two fishes that are pretty and in their rightful enclosure.
Yep, we have two betas, Prince and Apollonia.
Because somebody decided to name the fish after Prince.
He's purple and stuff. He's pretty.
All of that purple rain and such.
Yep.
All right, so we have a box, which there we go. We have a box. That box is going to end up getting a front window and door area. I don't have the notebook on me that has the design in it. The idea is to slowly start building up terrain pieces for the battle maps, things like that. That way, as time progresses, I'll be able to run the game a tick better. But with that being said, and with that box done, because somebody is hungry.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucking starving, Marvin.
I am going to say that's going to be the end of stream. You guys have a wonderful night.
Sam, your comment didn't go unread. I read it. Only for a limited time only. You get the Suicune Raptor.
Yeah, I know. I think it's another week. I think it was only like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And then they are doing a Decidui.
Did you already pour her in?
Now with the DLC, they are also adding.
He's like, what?
They are also adding an additional 700 plus Pokemon. I'm about to take one of these cameras off of its stand and go over there and film what's going on. Actually, I'm just going to turn that around. Excuse the messy kitchen dining room area. just because I am currently modifying a table. And so all of my tools and everything are packed in a corner that I need to move them out of, and I haven't done yet. But
Oh, they're not in game. It's transfer Pokemon.
are they all transfer? Oh, they're actually adding access from Pokemon Home.
Here's a shrimp person. He's over here.
Awesome. I know there are some that they are adding because they're adding almost a full second game to the game itself. So whenever you get the DLC, you also end up getting a new starter and a few other things from the stuff that I was seeing on it. So that definitely looks like it's going to be worth it. In game, they are adding 180 or roughly 180. That's not bad though. I mean, that's not bad for a $30 DLC on top of. I mean, it's already a $60 game, but $30 on top of that is not bad at all. Not for a whole other game and all of that. So if you like Pokemon and you haven't tried Scarlet and Violet, Scarlet Violet's not bad. It's interesting having like 3 different paths, quote unquote, that you can take, 3 different sorts of game that you can play. I'm gonna have to figure out how to adjust. Oh, it doesn't adjust. It just rotates over. Okay, that sucks. But and both DLC come out in November. Then this, I thought the first half is supposed to come out in April or August. Again, I don't know definitively because I haven't had a chance to look at it lately. Um, just like I haven't had a chance to look at the new list of who is going to be at Fan Expo in Dallas, which I need to do. Well, hopefully he's happy in there because now we have that 5 gallon that you can use for your crabs again.
He's not nipping or anything. I think he's just kind of curious who she is.
Pre-order states it ends October 31st. Okay, cool. Because I know with the pre-order to it, you get a Hisuian Zoroark. So the white and red Zoroark from...
It says no pre-order is October 31st.
Yeah. Which I can look. I mean, it's no thing for me to hop on and look, but if you're looking, I'm gonna let you look. But Fan Expo in Dallas will be. While you're looking for that, Sam, I'm gonna find out the exact date of Fan Expo Dallas. I need to sign on to that whenever I go to work. Don't need that. Don't need that.
Is that better? Is that better?
And pop that up. Okay, there we go. Fan Expo Dallas. All right.
Lots better for y'all. Okay.
Celebrity guest stars at Fan Expo Dallas, June 9th through the 11th. Thank you, Rachel, because you're quicker on that than I am. Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things, Hayden Christensen from Star Wars, because apparently that's the only thing that he's really popular for. Chevy Chase, take your pick. Rosario Dawson, best known as Ahsoka Tano. John Bernthal, the Punisher. I'm going to butcher this dude's name. Patty Considine. I can't remember how to pronounce it. However, from House of the Dragons is going to be there. Christina Ricci. Vincent D'Onofrio is going to be there. Ooh, Charlie Cox is going to be there.
I was excited for Christina Ricci. Man, that's my love.
Right? Here's the one that gets me. Steve Burns from Blue's Clues is going to be at con. That's a thing.
He's like charging $50 for a photo.
Yeah. Henry Winkler, Bonnie Wright. I can't remember how to. Sonequa Martin Green from Star Trek Discovery. Uh, Lana Parilla, Parilla, I think is how you pronounce her name from Once Upon a Time. Vivian Lyra Blair from Obi-Wan Kenobi. Grace Van Dyne, Stranger Things. Peter Weller, which I am glad they didn't use a modern picture of because, man, he looks rough. Gabriel Luna. Paul Walter Hauser. I don't recognize him, but then again, I haven't watched Cobra Kai, so there is that. Sean Gunn, and then Leslie David Baker, Creed Bratton, and Oscar Nunez from The Office. Do we have any voice actors yet? Oh, we do. We have quite a few, and they're all My Hero Academia again. Clifford Chaplin, Colleen, Clickenbeard. Man, I feel bad for her. Jason Librecht. You know what? I'm just going to go with that one. Elizabeth Maxwell. All of those from My Hero Academia. Ian Sinclair from My Hero Academia and from One Piece. Ashley Ecclestein from The Clone Wars. Matt Lanter from The Clone Wars. James Arnold Taylor from The Clone Wars. And then Natalie Van Sistine. And quite a few others, like Give Studios. But if you are interested, go to Fan Expo Dallas. What is it? FanExpoDallas.com, I believe. FanExpoHQ.com. Yeah. FanExpoHQ.com. Look for Fan Expo Dallas and check it out. But with that, you guys have a great night, and I'll catch you all